is another vectors example, adding perpendicular vectors. In this case, of course, we start off by reading the problem, and we see that we will be adding a vector of 80 meters going east, and then 45 meters going north. So we can see this makes a lovely right triangle. So in order to get the hypotenuse of the right triangle, we would use the Pythagorean theorem, which of course is something that we know as a squared plus b squared equals c squared. Using our physics terminology though, it's x squared plus y squared equals r squared. So the x is referring to the 80 meters, so that quantity squared, plus the 45 meters quantity squared, and that is equal to r squared. So tap into our calculators. 91.79 meters is r. With reasonable significant digits, that would be 91.8 meters is the r magnitude. However, we still have to get the angle. If I'm dealing with this guy here and this guy here, that is the this is the opposite, and then we have the adjacent. So that sounds like we're going to use the TOA part of SOHCAHTOA. TOA is referring to tan theta is opposite over the adjacent. Now, using physics terminology, that would mean tan of theta equals y over x. I don't want x, I don't want y, I don't want tangent of theta. What I actually want is just plain theta there. So how do I get theta all by itself? Tangent is a function, so I have to get rid of tangent by doing the reverse function. That means I'm going to be taking the arctangent, which shows up in our calculator as tan to the minus 1. If you aren't sure how to do that, you press second tan. Second is in the top left corner of your calculator, and tangent is in the middle somewhere. Second tan y divided by x, that is what theta is equal to. So tapping that into our calculator shows up like this, tan to the minus 1, and we will be typing in 45 meters divided by 80 meters. And of course, we don't tap in the units into our calculators, but the units will still cancel out. That's why I had written them out there. And let's see, we get our answer as 29.358 degrees. So our resultant is going to be 91.8 meters at about 29 degrees, and that's going to be north of east. Now, to take a moment to check our values, do these seem reasonable? Well, 91 is larger than 45 or 80 individually, but it is smaller than the two of them added together, so that is pretty nice. 29 degrees is smaller than 45, and that makes sense because that is the angle right here that is opposite of the y, and the y is clearly the smaller of the two legs of the triangle. So that also checks pretty nicely.